All right.
Well, you're still sharing screen, right?
What's that?
You're
No,
still
I didn't
sharing
know I'm still sharing a screen. Thank you for letting me know. So I'll stop sharing and I will spotlight. All right, now we're ready. So you need to have this and you need to have this. We're going to be reading this part together and then we'll come up with the words to describe Martin together after we read this. Now, while we're reading, you guys can have your colored pencils out and you can be coloring these little pages, okay? You can color these little people. I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going to be reading this to you and with you. So if you ever want to do the reading, all you need to do is let me know by raising your hand in the Zoom meeting so that I know that you want to read it. Yes, Vina?
I can't find my lapbook.
Okay, you can go look for it right now. If you still can't find it, you can do it later as homework.
Okay.
Okay? And so I'm going to post this recording onto Seesaw. All right, is there anybody who wants to read this part right here? Raylan is ready for it.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born in
Atlanta, Georgia.
On January 15, 1929. He grew up during a time when not all people were given equal
Civil
rights. He was raised by his two loving parents, along with a younger brother and older sister. He did very well in school growing up. He even skipped 2 grades in high school and went to college at only 15 years old.
All right, so when we read that page, are there any words that you can think of to describe a person who skipped 2 grades and went to college when they were 15? So you should only have your hand up right now if you have a word to describe Martin. What was he like, Maya?
He was like by skipping 2 grades was he was smart.
Smart. So I'm going to go ahead on one of these strips of paper. I'm going to write the word smart. And I like how Maya said a person who skips 2 grades has to be smart. So she had a reason why she said he was smart. She didn't say he is nice. They weren't talking about how nice he was in there. They were talking about how smart he was. So on our first strip of paper, it should say smart. And while I'm waiting for you guys to finish that, I'm going to color my Martin right here. Hello, Martin. Can you give me a thumbs up when you are done writing the word smart? Oh, Ariel wrote it in the chat. She said done. Perfect. Maya, did you have a question? Is that why your hand is up?
Yes. Can I read the next one?
Yes, but hold on for a moment. I'm still waiting for lots of people to let me know that they are done. Getting more and more. I find it's pretty easy to go through and color it with colored pencil, and then do his hair with a Sharpie or marker. And then his little mustache. Does your dad have a mustache? Or your grandpa or uncle or anybody?
My dad has a mustache.
Your dad does?
Yes, and also my great uncle. Also for my older brother, which is 22 years old, he has a small one.
He has a small one.
Same for my dad.
Mr. Littlejohn has a mustache also. All right, Maya. Would you like to read the next part? We're going to go on to old ways.
Okay. Old ways. Growing up, it upset Martin to see that not all people were treated equally. He didn't understand why black people and white people had to be separated.
The word is segregated.
Segregated.
And segregated is a special word that means to keep people apart who are different color, who have different colored skin. Oh, there it is right here. The next word is segregation.
Segregation meant that black people and white people could not use the same bathrooms, go to the same schools, or eat in the same restaurants. Martin believed that people should be treated equally, no matter what color their skin was.
All right. Do we have a word to describe Martin based on this page? A person who thinks people should be treated equally no matter what color their skin is. Can you think of a word that would kind of talk about that a little bit? I see Maya has her hand up, but I would love to hear from another friend. What do you think, Kason?
I think he's fair.
Fair. What does fair mean?
Fair means, like, doesn't matter if you're, I don't know, this color or this color. Basically.
He's fair, yes. Sometimes kids say, that's not fair. And Martin said that about some things too, but he was talking about something more important than who got the ball first at recess, right? Miney, do you have a question?
It's not a question. I just wanted to say, can I read the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
As we go on, they get a little bit longer. So do you want to read this whole thing or part of it?
Whole thing.
Okay. Whoops.
Martin Luther King Jr. decided to do something about this unfairness.
And inequality.
Inequality. He worked hard for black people to have equal rights. He became the leader of a
Violent
bus
boycott.
Boycott.
So a nonviolent bus boycott means that they would not fight people with their hands and fists. It meant that they would do other things and not ride the bus. Okay. So he became the leader of a nonviolent bus boycott in 1955.
When Rose Parks was
Arrested
for not getting her bus seat to a white person. He also traveled around the country getting speeches and writing books about his
beliefs.
Martin's most famous speech was given during the historical march in
Washington
in 1963. Over 25,000
is 250,000.
Oh, yeah. 250,000 people attended the march and
heard his
I have a dream speech.
Okay, so somebody who leads all those people on a bus boycott, when he leads people around the country giving speeches, writing books, and then he's giving super duper famous speeches, what kind of word would you describe Martin with? Melody? Brave. Oh, that is it. Would it take courage to stand up like that and do something like that? Give the I agree or disagree. If you agree that you'd have to be brave to do something like Martin. Yeah, I agree too. Brave. That would be scary to go and talk in front of that many people. It would be scary to stand up to people who don't believe the same way you believe. You would have to be very brave. Shiloh, I got your message. That sounds fine. Just stick around, okay? So we have a smart, fair, and brave man. Is there anybody who needs me to leave this word up still? Okay, waiting for Matthias.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I have a word that we could add.
What's your word?
Respectful.
Ooh, yeah, because he was nonviolent, wasn't he? He wasn't going around like breaking windows and beating people up. He was nonviolent and respectful. That's a powerful word. I'm going to add that to mine.
So, John?
Yes?
I have another word to add to it.
Well, let's hold off until we read because we've got a couple more pages and we only have 2 more spots. So let's hold off for just a little bit.
Okay. Miss John, can I read the next one?
Let's have you do half of it and then somebody else can do the other half, okay? Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, you can read this whole one. You ready to start, Colton?
His speech was a success. His words helped to change our country for the better. The
Civil
Rights Act was passed. And 1964 and gave equal rights to people of all colors and races. That year,
MLK, Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King also became the youngest person to win an Nobel Prize.
The Nobel Peace Prize. And let's just go ahead and move on to the last page. And then we'll come up with the last two after we read this. Okay? Melody, would you like to read?
Yes. Not everyone agreed with Martin Luther King Jr.'s beliefs, though. On April 4, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was killed by a man by the name of James Everett Ray. He was only 39 years old. It was a very sad day for our country. Today we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by remembering him every January on the national holiday named after him, Martin Luther King Day. His message to treat all people with kindness and equality is still an important one that we all should remember every single day.
Okay, so we need two more words based on what we read that we can include in our words that describe Martin. Maya, do you have a word? Actually, you already said a word. Somebody else. Anybody else have a word to describe Martin? Shiloh?
He's nice.
He's nice? How do we know he's nice?
Because you said that he doesn't break windows or hit anyone or anything.
Yeah, because he is nonviolent, so he's nice. Do you think he was nice when he was going around trying to fight for equality for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice thing to do. Okay, does anybody else have one more word that they would like to add to our words that describe Martin? Ooh, Melody wrote important in the chat. Why was he important, Melody?
Because he helped many people to be equal.
Yeah, he helped a lot of people to achieve equality. And like we talked about before, are we perfect at treating each other with kindness and respect and equally today? Are we perfect at that? Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me.
No.
No. Are we better than we used to be?
No one's better.
No, are we better at being respectful than we used to be?
Yes.
Yes. But we're not perfect, are we? We still have work to do. Dylan, what did you want to say?
I wanted to do a word and it was popular.
Popular. Oh, yes. That is a good word to describe Martin. Or famous, at least.
Miss Mildred, I was trying to say famous.
Yeah. Because not everybody loved him. Some people did not like him, like they talked about in that last page.
probably somebody didn't like him, and then just killed him.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible, isn't it?
Like, how could somebody not like them and then they just shoot him by a gun? I know he got shot by a gun.
Yes, he did. And you can visit the place where that happened. It's now a museum, the hotel where that happened.
Wait, there's a hotel?
It happened at a hotel, yes. And you can go to that hotel and visit the place where he died. And then there's a museum there now where you can learn about Martin and the work that he did and other people that helped in his crusade, as well as all about the civil rights movement.
Was he in his apartment room or walking down the hall and somebody just shot him?
I believe he was on a balcony, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, what? I do not like this, because if somebody came in his room and shot him behind, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's not good, is it? So I am putting a little bit of glue, and I'm using wet glue just along the edge, because if I use glue stick, sometimes that can be harder and it doesn't make a pocket. But I did not put glue at the top because this is going to be a pocket. I'm going to put it near the bottom. Can you mute yourself, please? Somebody's got their microphone on and it's making a squeaky noise. And while that dries, I'm going to cut this part out, and then I'll slide these strips of paper into my pocket.
And also, Miss Littlejohn.
Yes.
Also, where is that museum then?
Well, remember, if we look right here, it says, not everyone agreed with Martin Luther King Jr.'s belief, though. On April 4th, oh, it doesn't say where. I'll look it up in just a moment, okay, and let you know where that happened. Because I have my camera on my computer right now, so I can't look it up. Oh, let me ask my phone. Where is the Martin Luther King Museum? It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, that's far away.
It is really far away.
How many hours do you think it was from Linwood to there?
Tell me how to get to the Martin Luther King Jr. Museum.
Maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours?
No, it would take a long time. How long would it take to get from Linwood, Washington to Atlanta, Georgia? 38 hours and 6 minutes.
Did you just say 38
Yes,
hours?
I did.
That's more than a day.
That is more than a day.
Is it like you return from Boston?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. Somebody said, is that like a return from, and then I couldn't hear what they said.
Can you literally so if you go over there, when you return, when you go into the place where he died, it's literally sunrise?
Yeah, it would be 3 o'clock in the morning the day after tomorrow if we left right now.
My heart, oh my gosh.
What's that?
My heart just broke because how? I thought if you drive, when we go to Ocean Shores, it literally takes like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it would take even longer than that. Okay, so when you're finished with your words that describe Martin, go ahead and slide them into that pocket, close it, and be ready to work in this book again tomorrow, okay?